Hi, Kimberly Olsen here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a struggle that I've had specifically over the last few months. And I've really actually something I've struggled with for many years. And the reason I'm going to share this with you is because perhaps there's some women out there, either themselves or maybe women on your team, if you're a man that's watching this, that's got the same struggle. And this video just might make a difference in their lives, and that's my purpose in this video. I just went through the guided visualization from Layla, and she is totally a rock star. And so it really, I've known I've needed to cut this video for a while, but I just hadn't found my place to do it, and she helped me to do that. So I appreciate you give you that shout out, Layla Black. Love you, girl. But you may be wondering over the last few months, those that have been following me, where the heck has Kimberly Olsen been? I had people contacting me on Facebook and email and stuff. Where are you? You used to post all the time, and we miss you and stuff. And first of all, I didn't think anybody was paying attention. But when I found out they were, that did make some of an impact. But it had to do with a personal struggle that I had with myself. And the struggle is, let me share with you a story first, that when I first got married, back in 1999, I remember standing in the kitchen of my new townhouse with my husband, and I was sharing with him what I wanted out of life. And I told him, I can remember as if it was night and day, or just like yesterday, but I can remember standing there telling him, I want it all, babe. I'm the kind of woman that wants a career, I want to be a mom, I want to be a wife, I want it all. I want to do it all. And I can remember at the time, we owned several cell phone stores in the state of Washington, and when we, our first couple of years of marriage, pretty much bliss, as newlywed life can be, but I remember when we got the news that we were going to have our first daughter, and I can remember this dream I had in my mind that things weren't going to change that much, that I would set a playpen up in the corner of the store, and we would teach her to be quiet and to be good and a little baby, and she would know that when we're at work, she just had to play quietly, and we would do this, and that was my dream. And let's just say it didn't work out that way. First of all, she was born early, and that had challenges all in itself. And I can remember sitting in a cramped little storage room in the back of the store trying to keep her quiet and getting her fed and all of the challenges that was. And I knew that dream I had of the baby in the corner and the playpen, that was not going to work. And since that time, I've had this struggle. It's battle kind of going on inside me. How do I balance it all? How do I be a mom, be the career businesswoman? How do I do it all? How do I have it all? I want it all. How do I do all this? And I will say that for a lot of times I struggled. I pretty much failed. And where I was over those last couple months when, it's just recently that I've really jumped back in to the online world and into my marketing and that, because for those last few months from about Thanksgiving until now, I really thought that, I'm doing a disservice to my children, and I need to be a mom. I'm a mom. I love my kids. I love being a mom. I do. I absolutely love my kids, and I love being there for them. I have these little visions in my mind of the things that I need to be doing with them, and when I feel like, they're getting older, they're getting away from me, I've got to do these things, I'm putting too much time, too much focus into any one area, and so I dropped it. I dropped everything. But it hit me in those months. Something kept coming back to me. I am a mom, and I'm a good mom. I love my kids. But the thing that kept coming back to me is that I am more than a mom. Now, I'm not belittling anyone who is a mom and that's what they choose to do. That's a grand position in life. And that's a full-time job on its own, more than a full-time job. But this voice inside me says, I have a voice to share. I have something to give to the world that only I can give. And I'm doing a disservice to my children by not showing them what they can be through my actions, through what I'm giving. If I give up on my purpose and what I'm supposed to accomplish in life, which I know includes being a mom, but is more. It does include being that career businesswoman, which is different than I had imagined when I first got married. Way different than I imagined. But it's better than I imagined. But if I don't focus on being able to balance my time with them, we do homeschool, so that takes up a good majority of my time. And yet I love it. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change that because of the benefits that they get. But there has to be a way for me to do it all. And there is a way. And it is that focus. And it is that drive to be more and to do more. Now, when I went through the visualization that Layla put us through, I recommend that to anyone. Research her, go through that visualization because it will do amazing things for you. I did my intention video from David Wood. But this is different because this is more about my purpose, my why, because I do have a voice. There are so many women out there that have so much to give and so much to share, and they hold themselves back. Because I know I do. I can remember going to the event in Atlanta, and I can remember being there and being with David Wood and sitting aside with him, and just in a few minutes, he turned to me and he said, "Are you going to make $90,000 a month?" And I looked him in the eyes and I said, yes, I was. And I meant it at the moment. Yes, I can do it. But then the doubt crept in. And then all the things, it's going to take a lot of time. And my time to make $90,000 a month, that's time I take away from my kids. That's time I take away from my husband, from my household, from all the other things I need to do as a woman, in my community, in my church, everything. That's time that's going to take away. Another thing that hit me is when I told him that we were going to make $90,000, we were $90,000 a month earners, is we went to that event and we didn't sleep in a hotel. We slept in our car. Because we've had ups and downs in life, in business, in everything. We've been where we're making $20,000, $30,000 a month, but we had hit it down. But we went to that event anyway. And I still looked him in the eye and I still said I'm going to make $90,000 a month. Now, why did he say $90,000? Why not $30,000, $40,000, $50,000? Because see, my intention video that I just made said $37,000 for the month of April. And I'm going to talk a minute about the number, but he said $90,000 because he saw that potential in me. He saw what I was worth. And it's not about the number. It's about what your time is worth. My time is valuable. My time that I do take from my children to spend, to cut videos, to share knowledge with other people, it is valuable. And it's worth $90,000 a month. And I want to not only see myself at that income level, but more importantly, I want to help other women, other couples, because we all know, and I'm sure Toby and Layla, there's challenges to working together as a husband and wife in this business. I mean, we don't always see eye to eye. We don't always get along. We don't always, there's challenges. But it's bliss when it all comes together like magic. So I want to help couples build this business together because it will strengthen your marriage. If you let it, it'll tear it apart. But if you do it right, you really can strengthen your marriage by working together. when I was in high school, I remember being in English class, and I remember them saying, you know, we had to write this essay about what we were going to be when we grew up. And I remember the teacher saying, you know, most of the jobs that you're going to have haven't even been invented yet. And it stumped me. I'm like, what is he talking about? And, you know, what we didn't see was things like, you know, when I was in high school, I was a senior in high school before we ever even heard about the internet. And now, you know, we're internet marketers. What I became didn't exist yet. My life as I know it now is not something I could have imagined. But my life as I know it now is way better than I could have imagined. Yes, there's challenges. Yes, I find myself, one of the biggest things I do too is I compare myself to others too. We were in the original pre-launch meeting for Empower Network with Lawrence Tam and Cynthia and Nicole and, not Nicole, but Tracy Walker. All of those people, and I look at where they are, and I tend to compare myself. And I'm like, you know, Lawrence Tam was, for the longest time, the #1 income earner. And why aren't we? I compare myself. But you know what? I'm not Lawrence Tam. I'm Kimberly Olsen, and my journey is different. And my story is different. And my story will impact people that Lawrence's story may not impact in the same way. He has an impactful story, but it's different. That's Lawrence's story. This is my story. And I want to help others share their story because their story is important. It's all about impacting others. That's what Empower Network is about. It's about empowering people to really get inside themselves and reach beyond themselves to empowering other people. And that's what I see. And that's why I want to be on stage. That's why I have so much to share and to give that I do want to be training on stage. So David Wood, David Sharp, you know, I know that there comes a time for production and proving. And that's the step that I'm in right now, production and proving. But I do have a story to share. And I can't wait to share it on the stages. And when I look down in that audience to the faces that I change, faces that I've impacted, the ones in Layla's visualization walkthrough, the main faces that I see are 4 little ones, my 4 children. Because I'm paving the way. No matter whose lives I may or may not make a difference with out in the world, I'm showing my children dedication, commitment. I'm teaching them skills that are invaluable, and when I look in that audience, the ones I want looking back to me with pride or whatever, you know, joy, happiness, it's those 4 faces that I want to see in the audience. With that, I hope this makes a difference in other moms and other women's lives to know that they have a story to share and that they can make a difference in their families, in their lives, and in their marriage. I'll see you on the stages.